Right, we've got to get on to this weekend's results, and we've got to kick off with Man United Liverpool.
Yeah.
What happened?
Sorry, I've got a bad signal. What happened? What didn't happen? The usual happened. We got battered.
Yeah,
What I will say,
outplayed.
yeah, I
You're
thought we were
enjoying
all
this a
right.
little bit too much, Killer. I
Oh, of
think
course I am.
your
Of course I am.
neutrality is
Yeah,
being
sorry.
questioned
Oh
here.
yeah, I'm a ref. Hey, I'm just enjoying the fact
Yeah.
that
The
I
the all right. Let me dissect it. I think we played better than we did against you last year, even though we got
Oh,
2-0.
here we go.
Right? I think we did
Here we
better.
go. You fooling yourself again, Cully. You were terrible.
Killing, can
You
you
were
get some order
outplayed.
here? He's
You were
interrupting.
terrible. Yeah,
Um,
because Cully, you need to open your eyes. You got done by Brighton, and you've now been done by Liverpool. You haven't improved. You haven't come forward. You don't look any better. You look the same.
let me just try and get a word in. I'm letting George speak because I don't normally interrupt anybody. So let me interrupt you while you're interrupting me. I thought we did better against Liverpool than we did last year as far as play. Result wise, obviously, it's a lot worse. If you saw us last year, we conceded like 900 shots against you. The first 20 minutes, I thought we were good. We were good. Delict and Martinez, first game together, they did all right. Mazraoui, I think he's good. He's a good
I think he looked
addition.
good in fairness.
In all fairness, so far he's the best signing. He's actually decent. Xerxes, he just looked a bit naive and young. Like you could see the age. He's a bit. He's not that pretty on the eye the way he takes control and all that. Casemiro, heartbreaking match. Like to see such a world great sort of have a game like that is
off the
difficult,
cliff, right? Pretty much fall
Yeah.
off the cliff. So much.
I don't
It was
know.
there
I
last
don't know.
season
Last
as well.
season,
And you know, let me just say one thing. So much so, his wife has put out a tweet, a photo of all the trophies he's won to try and give him support, but
Yeah.
he's down in the dumps.
Terrible.
Why not? Why not? Just remember the greatness. Remember the greatness. Great, class is permanent, form is temporary.
Didn't see much of it at United.
Well, I think you forget the first season. We did qualify for the Champions League, and he was brilliant.
The first half of the first season.
No, he was brilliant. Anyway, going back to Sunday, which I don't want to. It was a painful watch, as it has been recently against Liverpool. Other than the FA Cup victory, which people forget that Liverpool hit the woodwork in extra time as well, that they could have won it. But we as George says, the progress doesn't seem to be there. I am very much, back Ten Hag.
Still,
at this moment,
still back him.
It's I'm not a Chelsea fan. I'm not a Chelsea fan who just abandons their managers.
Too right. They're not good enough. They're out.
They're out straight away.
Cutthroat there.
Cutthroat. But he's got a break now. We've got the international break, right? I always know. Anybody watching this, my birthday's coming up. Just want to say. So if you want to give a broken soul of a Man United fan a hello, please do. But even a hello, just a wave will do. It's that sad. But we just need the team to look like they're playing better. I can't believe I'm going to say this. I'm going to get shot as soon as these words come out of my mouth, but it's going to take a bit of time. Even I'm laughing.
Oh god!
Even I'm laughing. But let's see what happens when the international break.
You know what? And I'm gonna leave it there for you before you actually do cry and have a breakdown. But George, after thrashing at Wolves,
I know. Look, can I have my say on United as well before I get depressed?
Why? We're going to run out of time.
I honestly can't believe that there's still some United fans kidding themselves that Ten Hag is possibly the answer. Like, it's just you haven't improved. You play the same football. You're Man United. Okay, you shouldn't be dependent on counter-attacking football. You should be controlling games and playing on the front foot. You look scared. You don't have any patterns of play. You're defensively weak. You've got a goalkeeper that stands in the weirdest positions I've ever seen. He needs dropping.
Can we bring the hair
It's
back?
a lot to fix. Yeah, you should have never got rid of him. I mean, there's a lot to fix. It's going to take a lot of time.
Get Van Nistelrooy back on the pitch.
Yeah.
Oh, to be honest, on the weekend, I was like, even at his age, I'd love it, and I guarantee you, he'd do better than anybody, because that man, he's got some, he's got some serious teaching to do. He's got to go full Jedi master mode.
You need a
strip squad. Before I do jump on, reset. I want to talk about Liverpool, right? Slot had big shoes to fill in.
Did he?
Not believing.
Is Klopp really that good?
For Liverpool.
One Premier League.
Oh.
One Premier League.
Champions League. He's got us down from the dumps.
He was there for 8 years.
And
won what?
And compete. And how many times have Man Utd Chelsea competed against Man City over the last 5 6
we beat them in the Champions League final 2021, so
we beat them in the FA Cup final.
Yeah, one game in the Premier League all the way through. But
look,
the way he's taken over the team,
the way he's slotted in.
All credit to him.
Come on, who's having it? The way he's slotted in. And Dylan, just a stat for you.
I didn't miss the dad jokes last week.
Just the one little stat. He's the first Liverpool manager to win the first game against Man United, going back before Shankly. None of them won the first game against United.
Fair play.
Can I?
He's done fantastically.
Another embarrassing one that Mo Salah.
We've spent too much on United now. We've spent far too much time. Can we go to the next game?
One last stat.
Oh, calm him down. Get the yellow out.
Nearly, you might have to get a yellow. But one last stat. Mo Salah is the 5th top goal scorer at Old Trafford since January 2021.
Oh God.
Yeah,
that is painful. I bet Ronaldo's still up there as well. He's hard to pin.
Yeah, it's something needs to be.
But there's no issues with Ten Hag's football. It's all good.
And well, like I said, moving on to Chelsea.
Yeah, I know. What did I say?
You did say it, but should have been Palace.
I mean, if you've seen we should have won the game comfortably. 9 times out of 10, you win that game. But it's just classic. It's like, I mean, what I did like is the football in the first half was fantastic. Like, it was actually really good. Great patterns of play, creating hatfuls of not just like chances, clear cut, really good chances. Like, the front four was so dynamic. There were lots of interlinking passes. It looked like a proper, well-coached team, which is what I didn't see all of last season. It was just chaos last season. So I took a huge positive from there. Will Hughes should have been sent off, and then we conceded 2 minutes later, and then we just didn't recover from that, which is a shame because we should have got a win from that game. But look, there's still positives to take.
Another assist for Cole Palmer.
Another assist for Cole Palmer. Of course, he's always involved with everything we do good. He nearly had a lovely goal as well. Madueke was good again.
Are you worried if he gets
Jackson
injured?
Was good.
Are you worried if Palmer gets injured?
Yeah, of course I am.
Because I mean, for his age, and nobody on this podcast is going to disagree that he's a fantastic player. And the fact that, as an England fan, the fact that he started the season well as well, second season syndrome is always a big concern.
Yeah,
but.
What's he on? 5 goals and assists in 3 games. It's not a bad start.
Yeah. No, it's great. It's great to watch. Like I said, it's great to watch him as an individual. I don't like Chelsea, but it's great to watch him. But I think sometimes he's so important to Chelsea. He's the go-to guy.
Of course he is.
Yeah. If he gets a knock or anything.
But we've got the depth there now. We've got Joao Felix and then Nkunku on the bench who can just step in. Like, that's ridiculous. Sancho as well. Yeah. Just ridiculous options. You know who else I was really impressed by on the weekend is Wesley Fofana. He's been out broken leg,
he's been unlucky, hasn't
ruptured
he?
his ligaments. He's been out for basically 3 seasons in a row, and he's still so athletic. He's powerful. He was controlling. He was stepping up into play, winning the ball back, playing it forwards.
I thought he was good.
He was really good, yeah. And I was worried about him going into the season. I thought, is he going to be the same player? Because we spent 70 million on him. He was one of our first big signings under the new board. And if him and Colwill can form a partnership like they're looking like they're beginning to form, we've got 2 fantastic ball playing defenders that are really going to help, play this style of play. So that was good. Gusto getting injured is a bit of a knock because he's a good player for us. But look, it was one of those games you watch and you just, at the end, you're so frustrated because it's 2 points dropped massively. Like, we should have won that game. But there were positives.
That's good. And I know Pierce isn't here and he's probably crying at the moment, but Arsenal won, and I reckon that's 2 points dropped there as well. Big time.
But that red card was a joke.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up, but
I'd be furious.
Right, first of all, Brighton.
If Pierce was here, I would have said it was a bang on red. But since he's not here,
same. We can be honest.
We can be a bit more honest.
I can't even see it. Brighton coming off the back of beating Man U and coming into this and drawing, I think it's brilliant for Brighton. But I wanted to touch on, first of all, obviously Kai Havertz had to score after.
Of course he did. Also was terrible throughout the whole game, though, really bad, and missed a sitter and was useless throughout the whole game, which is his issue. He's not good enough. They needed a Haaland and they'd have won that game, but they don't have one. They've got Kai Havertz.
Isn't that a bit like Haaland? He's crap through the game and then bangs in a goal.
No, but
Haaland bangs in 3
at 1-1. He had a really good chance to win it for them, and he didn't.
Yeah,
Haaland bangs that in, and they win the game. That's what I mean.
I wanted to discuss the Declan Rice red card. Soft.
It's a joke. It's a joke, but just on Arsenal, these are the games they've got to win to keep up with the likes of City and Liverpool. These are the games they've got to win, and especially at home, you can't drop. You can drop maybe against the other teams. You can have 2 draws a season at home against the rest of so they've used one of them already, right? I'm not including the top 3.
Spurs and City next.
You can't drop points against these other teams. I'm sorry, but having said that, I think Brighton are going to upset a lot of teams. The way they play, the new manager, who he really annoys me because.
Not a good manager that they found.
But you have to hand it to Brighton. I know it's only early days, but they do this every time.
Joao Pedro as well. I mean, he was good last season, but he's come on leaps and bounds again. I think Minter from Newcastle, another fantastic player. I forget what the centre midfielder's name is, but he was brilliant as well. And they just find these gems from nowhere.
Well, isn't it amazing, right? And I'm going to talk about United in this, the way we've had changes of manager. And they keep saying, it's that manager's player, it's that manager's player. Brighton have changed their manager every couple of seasons, and they've got players from every guy, but somehow they all blend.
Because they sign players that have they sign managers that have a set style of play that suit their players. Which is what teams that's what we're trying to do with Enzo. Even though he's not as big a manager as Pochettino, is what we're trying to do. You're trying to sign players for the managers. You need to sign players for a system and build from there.
I think that's why we're going to change now, right? I think that's where Dan Ashworth and them are going to come.
But they're all Ten Hag signings again, so they're backing his style of play.
Yeah. But anyway, enough about United.
But the red card as well. If that's a red card in today, it's just. Come on,
all right.
Just please,
you know what?
A bit of common sense.
I can see by the letter of the law why they've given it, right? But I don't agree with it. I mean, it's ridiculous, but
no, we'd all be fuming if that was our
him staying on the pitch. Would that have changed the game? Would they have won it?
I felt like Brighton were in the game. It makes it harder because he's big for them defensively as well. It's always hard to say, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just
it's one of those.
It's a different game. It's harder for Brighton to come back. And I know we don't question Arsenal defensively. They are rock solid defensively. Fair play to them. But I do question them going forward. And I think they're just gonna. I just think that's where they're gonna get caught up. they're not going to be able to get that second and third goal like City can so easily. City score 1, they score 2, they score 3. They kill the game. Arsenal, I feel like they'll give you more of a chance this season than the other teams.
Yeah, and how are we going to stop Haaland?
You're not.
You're
I think
not.
it's safe to say. I think it's safe to say you're not. If he's having
He's
an
a
off
different
day,
beast.
because if he's having an off day, it's because he's having an off day, and it's just you
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
you got to
Still
wait
score.
for him. I tell you how
Yeah.
to stop him. Get him some lasagna. All right, we need part 2 of lasagna gate, and that will sort him out.
Yeah,
Great,
he looks
great,
he looks
great.
a different beast this season.
Yeah.
I mean, he's raised. He looks like a better player, not a better goal
does.
scorer. He looks like a better player,
Yeah,
which is
he looks
resulting in
sharp.
2 hat-tricks back to back.
Yeah, I think he's one of the quickest. Well, he is the quickest to get the most man hat tricks in games. I think it's like 13 and 70 games or something crazy.
He's
like
he's mental. He's an absolute machine. Like, you see a few weaknesses last season, you think, okay, maybe he's not that player. And he obviously had his injuries last season. He's had pre-season. He's obviously done it properly. He's got himself in tip-top shape, and he's making the Premier League season seem inevitable that City are going to do it again before we're even really going in it. And it didn't feel like that last season at the start of the season. It felt like City had a few chinks in their armour. They just look lethal this year with him.
I think it's also down to Gundogan coming back. Like, he's a solid player, just calms everything down, changes the pace for them. He's basically just had a 1-year holiday in Barcelona and come back. He went on work experience to Barcelona for a year and then he's come back, and he's like he's never left. Right? Yeah. Talent. You can't argue with talent, and yeah, they're looking great. I just want to give Villa a shout out for winning again.
Your favourite team,
because they got me 1,600. What was it? 800 quid. 800 quid. I like Emery. I don't. He's just. I've got a soft spot for Emery because of the way he was treated at Arsenal.
Sounds like a hard spot, to be honest.
And the fact that he won me 800 quid. But I'm just saying, that was a good result for them. Wolves getting a draw, getting off the mark.
Oh, Everton as well. Can we speak about them?
Oh, tough.
That was gutting, wasn't it?
2-1 up. But that's football for you.
That is football for you. Once the first goal went in for Bournemouth, it was just panic stations, wasn't it? It just felt inevitable they were going to come back into the game. But yeah, that was a tough one. Yeah. That was a tough one.
It was hard to watch, and I'm not even an Everton fan, right? It's like, stop bullying them. It's like United against Liverpool. I just couldn't believe it. It was cruel. I'll use the word.
It was cruel.
Yeah,
it was
Everton. Everton. I'm thinking, are they going to have to rely on 3 teams being worse than them rather than them holding out?
Looking like that.
But I'm going to leave it on one note, and it's probably for Casemiro and Casemiro's wife. No matter how many trophies you've won, and someone said it before, a trophy only counts if you're actually playing and not sitting on the bench. On that note.
Oh.